what I was doing in retail. All of the metrics and everything you did was timed, measured, and tracked. And when you're standing on your feet for 10, 12, 14 hours a day and you don't get to use the bathroom and you don't get to eat, and I could not keep doing that. And it took just a toll on me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And once I was able, even within a few weeks after taking my leave of absence, people started to notice the difference. And they're like, "Oh, you're smiling again." I'm like, "Yeah, I am." So my joy was able to come back. My walk with the Lord grew during that time. So I'm grateful for those 8 years. They were difficult years, but they taught me a lot and got me to where I am today.
Yeah, yes. I can relate to some parts of what you're saying about being in something that you really don't after a while. I thought that you didn't like it when you were going in, but when you're actually in it and you see some of the things that, as you say, no, this isn't for me. Yeah, I understand that. So you shared that your sister's tragic murder was a defining moment.
Yes.
How did that heartbeat become a catalyst for your calling?
Yeah, so that was one of the things that happened during those 8 years in retail. So it was a Friday, November 30th of 2018. I'd gone in early to work, just like I always did, because that's what I thought I was supposed to do. And I felt like if I didn't do it, we would be behind and everything would be timed out and people would be yelling like, "Why isn't my prescription ready?" So, for years I went in early, stayed late. I didn't get paid for that, but anyways, that's a whole nother discussion. But I got the phone call, and my sister, her name was Katie, and she was living with my grandma at the time. And I got the phone call that my uncle had shot and killed her and had also killed her boyfriend as well. And so that changed everything for me, because for so long I did put my career, my job first, working every other weekend, working every other holiday, missing out on vacations with my family, those holidays, those birthdays. And you always hear God doesn't promise us tomorrow. Like, we know that, but until you've gone through something like that, you don't really understand it. You're like, "Oh, now I get it." And so, things had been getting bad at my job for a while. And then when that happened, that will always be the place where I got that news. So there's a lot of, trauma there, being in that physical location, but also 5 days later, on what should have been her 26th birthday, is when we had her funeral. And so a week after she was killed, I was right back at work. I don't recall being asked, "Do you need more time? Do you want to take time off? Are you sure you're ready to come back to work? Don't worry, don't rush to come back." I didn't get that. And so, I'm just suppressing all of my emotions to serve a company that I didn't feel gave me what I needed. And I just couldn't keep doing it. So
Yeah.
I knew I had to get out. I had to have a job. Now that I work for myself, I can set my own schedule. I don't miss out on those things anymore. And I won't put my career and money and having this, fancy job above my family, because they are what's most important to me.